Hey everybody, Hunter, Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with that pretty gal running that camera back there, Miss Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Today we're going to make wild rice and sausage and mushroom stuffing. Now I love sausage stuffing, and I'm sorry gals, but I don't like cornbread stuffing. I never have. My grandma used to make sausage stuffing. Then my Uncle Bob used to make it. Then my dad made it. And man, I just love sausage dressing that's got sausage in it. Then I seen this twist with wild rice and I thought, what a great stuffing, not only for chicken and for turkey, but pheasant, chucker, grouse, all your wild game that you use stuffing, this would be perfect. Come on over, let's get started on some wild rice and sausage and mushroom stuffing. Well, Sheila was nice enough to stop at the store and pick up a 14-ounce package of Petridge Farm herb seasoning classic stuffing. And we're going to put about half of that in this bowl to begin with, just kind of as a base layer. Now here's what I did. I sauteed everything ahead of time. In other words, I got a cup of sweet onions, sauteed them, and I salt and peppered them in the pan just lightly. I have a half a cup of celery that I sauteed with the same thing, lightly salt and pepper, and 1 cup of mushrooms. Same thing, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, not too much, just a touch, so it's not just sitting in there raw. And I did it all in about a half a stick of butter and a little bit of oil. The oil kind of brings the flash point up so it doesn't burn when you saute it, that kind of thing. Now we're also going to put in 1 pound. I'm using Tennessee Pride because I love Tennessee Pride sausage. In fact, we cook it all up, just lay it on a paper towel, let it drain for a little bit, and there's hardly any grease at all. I really like that product, Tennessee Pride. Now, we're going to stir this together just a little bit, and we're going to start adding our chicken broth. We got 1 box of chicken broth or chicken stock, whatever you want to grab off the shelf. And we're going to put about half of that in here to get her going. Now if you want to leave your vegetables raw, like your onions, your mushrooms, your celery, that kind of stuff, that's fine, but please cook your sausage. I know there's some people that put raw sausage in their dressing, then they stuff it inside of a turkey, and then they put it in the oven. I'm just, you know, as much as I can just about eat the side off a barn, I am not happy about putting raw sausage inside of a turkey and then expecting it to be done. So that's where I draw the line. Now we're going to put in the rest of our stuffing mix and the rest of our chicken broth. And we're going to put our wild rice in last because I want to tell you a little bit about that. And I'll put all these amounts in the description box below the recipe. And this one thing about cooking with Shotgun Red, you don't have to go to a website to get our ingredients for the recipe. I list everything. All you have to do is just go under the video. You even see show more. Click on that button. It'll drop down the recipe. You can copy it, print it on a piece of paper, then you got it. And remember, it's always on the site. So when you come back anytime, if you're out and about or in the kitchen, go, what was that recipe again? I'll just go to Cooking with Shotgun Red and I'll watch the commercial at the beginning so he gets a couple pennies and he can buy some more ingredients to make some more recipes, and then I'll have that recipe available to me at all times. This is looking really good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our wild rice. Let me tell you a little bit about this wild rice. Sheila and I went and did a little walleye fishing up in Canada, and we picked up some wild rice, and I bought kind of like individual little bags of O Canada wild rice. And I like their wild rice out of Canada because they roast the rice just like you roast coffee beans. It's wonderful stuff. And wild rice 3 times I'm trying to get that word out. It 3 times is its size. How do you say that, Sheila? 3 times is. In other words, it multiplies by 3.
3 times its size.
Hey, thank you very much. So I only put 1/3 of a cup in about 4 cups of water on the stove. I brought it to a rolling boil, and then I turned it down to about half and boiled it lightly, just a little bit above a simmer, so it was kind of boiling for 30 minutes, shut it off, boiling it covered, of course, for 30 minutes, shut it off, left it covered for another 30 minutes, and it just turned out absolutely fantastic. So 1 hour to cook that after it comes to a boil. 30 minutes at a boil, 30 minutes just sitting in the hot water with the burner off. And we have our wild rice and sausage and mushroom stuffing. And here's the thing, you could just eat this right now because I've cooked everything, all the vegetables and everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this in the oven. I don't know how much of this we're going to get in this casserole dish here. We'll see. This may take just a moment. I'll be right back. Sheila was laughing at me because I was struggling with this bowl, so she turned the camera back on and caught me in action there. But that all fit in this little 2-quart casserole dish. I think that's what it is. You can see about what size it is. And we're just going to pop this in the oven at about 350 degrees, I should say, for about 20 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And there you have it. You're going to have a delicious wild rice and sausage and mushroom stuffing that you can use for all your wild game recipes. I love sausage dressing. If you've never had it and all you've ever ate is cornbread stuffing, try this stuff. We'll be right back from the oven. You know, it's only been 25 minutes at 350 degrees, and it's hot enough for me. I just want to try some. It is so good. You could cook it 30, 35 minutes if you'd like, but this stuffing is wonderful. The next time you're in Canada with the pretty little gal like Sheila, and you're up there doing some walleye fishing, and man, they got walleyes up there so big it only takes 9 to make a dozen. If you're in Monackey, Kenora, Nestor Falls, all those places, stop and pick up some old Canada wild rice, and you're just going to love what you can do with it. We had a great time in Canada, although I did have one bad experience years ago. I went up to Canada, did a little ice fishing, and I bought a Jiffy Gas ice auger. I was drilling a hole. I heard a big voice say, "There's no fish there." I look around. The scary thing is, I'm the only one on the ice. So I shut the auger off. I said, "Is this the Lord?" The guy said, "No, it's the hockey rink manager. Get out of here with that thing." That was the only bad episode that I had. But other than that, it was great. You guys that live up north, you're so lucky because you got a lot of morels in the woods. I'm talking about morel mushrooms. Think of this with this recipe. Follow me on this. Wild rice from Canada or from up there. Venison breakfast sausage for your sausage. And morel mushrooms out of the woods to make this recipe. Then you're fresh back from South Dakota. You got a pheasant. Man, inject him with butter and garlic, wrap him in bacon, stuff him full of this stuffing with all those ingredients, then call me. I'll drive there in 5 minutes. That just would be total heaven. But come on over here, let's take a look at what we got. I have to dish up just a little bit of this for Sheila and I. And this brings back such memories. Grandma Hall's sausage dressing. And I'm sorry that I don't like, what is it, cornbread dressing or something, Sheila? I just don't care for that stuff. It's kind of mealy or whatever. I just don't care. I love sausage dressing with all these goodies in here. This will give a little sample to the two of us. And look at here. Don't we look like we know something? I'm going to take this big spoon and put it over here, and I'm going to take the little baby spoon and put it over here, because she uses a baby spoon and I use a big spoon, and you've just got to try this dressing. This stuff is absolutely spectacular. And that's wild rice and sausage and mushroom stuffing. Great stuff. I had Sheila move the camera shot from up here to back there so I could eat about 1/3 of this bowl of sausage without smacking on camera. Oh, It's to die for. You've got to give it a try. We hope you like our recipes, and we really hope that you give us thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. How do you subscribe? Well, of course, you just click on little Shotgun Red's face. It will pop up over here if it hasn't already. Just move your mouse around when the pointer gets over there, click on it, then you can subscribe. And over here, we're going to put up another recipe that you might just love. We hope you do. And is this the best, man, oh man, wild rice, sausage, and mushroom stuffing that you can use for wild game or regular chicken and turkey meals that you ever ate? If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red, and I got the best camera girl in the world. Bye-bye for now.